This is Martin Lijtmaer for LIJTLaw.com. Today I'd like to discuss with you OR and bail. When you get arrested, and let's have the situation where say you're a parent and you find out your son has been arrested and they're in jail. The big question is, do I bail my son out immediately or do I wait? Now, as a parent, everyone's first impulse is to say, of course, we're going to have to bail my son out and make sure he gets out of jail. And, the most important thing is that he's not in jail. If you have the financial means to do so, that might be the best option. However, bail can be extremely expensive. And you have to understand that when you're using a bail company, a bail bondsman, that money is forfeited no matter what. And there are several scenarios that might play out which might show, in retrospect, that investment in that bail was actually a bad decision. So let me give you two scenarios that are quite typical and that you should consider before pulling the trigger on bail. The first is where you have someone who has never had a criminal record before, has strong ties to the community, might have a steady job, has no reason to flee, and the crime wasn't all that serious. Obviously, if it's a murder case, the bail is going to be millions of dollars. But if it's something minor, there's a very good chance that person can get out on OR. OR means own recognizance. That means that the judge decides this person's not a flight risk, the crime that they're being charged with isn't serious, so instead of keeping them in jail while they're fighting their case, we'll let them go and just promise to appear in court. Your attorney can make that argument, that pitch for OR to the judge on the first court date, which means that within 48 hours of the arrest, and a little more over the weekends if someone was arrested on a Thursday or Friday, if you have the patience to wait, you might be able to get your son, your family member, your loved one out on OR. And your initial investment, if you had spent the $3,000, $4,000 on bail, if it was a $30,000 or $40,000 bail, that money is lost forever. Another situation where, in retrospect, bailing someone out would be a big mistake is in the opposite situation, where the person may have a long criminal history, may have pretty serious charges under their belt. And in that case, sometimes they may make bail, but then on their first day of court, the prosecutor argues that bail should be increased. In that case, they'll go back into custody with a much higher bail than they went in the first place. And again, that money that you initially spent to bail them out, that money is lost. So before you make that decision, I encourage you to call an attorney to give you advice on how to proceed, so you could weigh the pros and cons of whether or not you should make bail for your son, your loved one, or for whoever is in jail. Call me for a free consultation. I'm happy to give you that advice. My telephone is 323-379-5458.